On to Sunday, Washington football team and the Philadelphia Eagles. Philadelphia Eagles are currently sitting as 7-point favorites in this one, 43.5 all the way to 45.5, or all the way to 44.5 is the total here. Wackiest week of line movements we've ever seen. I mean, there have been line movements basically in every single game up and down the board this week. This is yet another one that has moved a couple of points in favor of the Philadelphia Eagles in this thing. Brad, when we take a look here, Washington football team, we don't really know who's going to be out on the field for them, which makes this a very difficult handicap. Who's going to be playing quarterback? Who's going to be playing wide receiver? Who's going to be out there on the defensive side of the ball? So it's really rough. You can see why the line movement did move as big as it did in favor of the Eagles. So, for me, very difficult without knowing who's going to be out there for the football team. So, it's, as we sit today, I guess it would be an Eagles or pass, but it's not in my account and it's not going to be.
Yeah, that's pretty much where I am too. I mean, the interesting bit here is that if Heineke, he's banged up, and if he can't go, they've got no one really, because the third string quarterback, Kyle Allen, he's going to be out as well. So there is, there's a legitimate chance they're trotting out like a fourth string quarterback here, the football team. So that's definitely one to monitor if he doesn't start in the first place, but live as well, because if he does play, there's going to be re-injury risk. So I'd keep an eye on that for sure.
Stephen, we sit at a touchdown right now. I guess there's always an argument to be made that if you wanted to tease this thing down to a point, you could for the Eagles and just kind of roll for, knowing that they're going to be playing a shell of a team in Washington. But that's probably, as we sit today, about the only angle that I could possibly recommend to anybody.
To answer Brad's question, with the quarterback situation, if Heineke can't go, and I think he will, but they have two quarterbacks on their practice squad. Kyle Shermer out of Vanderbilt and Jordan Ta'amu out of Ole Miss. So,
all right.
So XFL legend, isn't he?
Yeah, there you go. I don't know. I wasn't an XFL guy, so maybe I'll have to Google these guys after the podcast. But yeah, just wild, man. I mean, you don't see many weeks where a line goes from 3.5 to 7 in a game, and that's even with the Eagles steam that we saw earlier this year. I went back and checked and counted them up. 20 players either out or questionable this week for Washington, including 9 starters. Even with Jalen Hurts questionable, he might not go with this high ankle sprain. I think Gardner Minshew is fine and capable backup. That's fine.
Right. I mean, do we know what the difference is in these two quarterbacks at this point in their careers?
It might even be an upgrade for the passing game, right?
I was going to say it might even be a small tick up.
Yeah, I mean, if you listen to Philly Talk Radio, they think he's the second coming for sure. But I mean, before all of this, the market had the Eagles as about 2 points better. So I suppose there's a world where there's 7 better now with all this COVID variants and whatnot. But like we talked about with the Browns, honestly, who the hell knows?
Yeah. I'm with you. I mean, it'd be a Philly teaser leg or nothing for me as we sit right now. And probably this is not going to end up in my account.